What's up, everybody? Ron Harris here, MD Online Editor. Coverage of the 2022 Arnold Classic in Columbus, Ohio, brought to you by High Tech Pharmaceuticals. Here from musculardevelopment.com. We had day 2 of the judging today. We did judging for 3 more divisions and judging in finals for 1 division, so let me get right to it. We started off with men's physique. One thing I really love about the Arnold Classic is it's an invitation-only event, and they cap it off at a small number, 10 to 12 usually per class. So we had 9 gentlemen in men's physique. They were Aaron Banks, Ricardo Croce, Terrence Teokakua, Draylon Hunt, Manuel Hunter, Daniel Leon, Diogo Montenegro, Choi Bong-seok from South Korea, Antoine Witherspoon. In the middle, I saw Aaron Banks from the USA and Diogo. I didn't say Diego, don't get mad, I said it right. Diogo Montenegro from Brazil. They were put in the middle. They're definitely fighting out 2 very different physiques. Aaron Banks, who I believe has won many shows. Taller guy, he's got to be at least 6'2". Longer limbs, just a long, lankier frame, but very wide shoulders. You know, great development in all the areas that these guys are supposed to have. Upper back, shoulders, great midsection. Incredible V-taper. These guys all have wide shoulders and tiny waist. You cannot be a successful men's physique competitor without a great V-taper, which unfortunately is, first it has to be bone structure. You have to have those wide clavicles and narrow hips. So Aaron and Diogo had a different, a little more compact physique, but equally impressive in my eyes. I'm obviously not a judge. I could judge a few divisions. I could definitely judge bodybuilding, 212 bodybuilding, classic physique, women's bodybuilding, women's physique. After that, it's tough for me. I don't know if it's going to be Aaron or Diogo. I'm doing great, thank you. So it's going to be one of those 2 gentlemen, Aaron Banks or Diogo Montenegro for the win. You guys are all going to ask, what time do finals start? I have to say every time, all the schedule, it's 7 p.m., but everything for the schedule for the entire weekend is on arnoldsportsfestival.com. There's a link there for the pay-per-view. There is no free live stream. If you see it streaming free anywhere tonight, these people are probably going to have their YouTube channel shut down by the Arnold Classic people and the pay-per-view people, because that's piracy. You can't do that. You can't steal a live stream, a pay-per-view live stream. Anyway, next, guys, we got into pro bikini. The top 4, the first call-out, no surprises here, 3-time Olympia champion, Ashley Kaltwasser, who is, did I say her name right? Kaltwasser, yeah. She actually has the most wins of any IFBB pro ever, even more than Dexter. I think she's up to 32 now or something. She could win this one. She's up there with Loralee Chapados, who just turned 25, very young. Loralee is on a roll. She hasn't won the Olympia yet, but it's coming, guys. Trust me. She's going to win an Olympia probably this year. It's going to be one of those 2. I believe it's going to be Ashley Kaltwasser or Loralee Chapados. Also in that first call-out, former Olympia champ Isa Piccini from Brazil, and the USA's, she is USA, yeah, Maureen Blanquisco. How do you have winning in the Open? I'll talk about the Open at the end, guys. Please hold all your questions, please, because I can't see these comments. This is live. Yeah, you're going to have the Open. I knew it. Guys, let me get through these divisions. Just let me get through these divisions. I'll be quick, promise. And then we can talk all about Open, and if my opinion isn't exactly what you want it to be, you're going to be so butthurt. So, wellness was next. Wellness, I have no idea what's going to happen. The first call-out was a big one because there were only 10 women, and there were 6 women in the first call-out. They were Julia Chitara from Brazil, Isabel Nunes from USA, Yarishna Ayala from Puerto Rico, Angela Borges from Brazil, Sunny Andrews, Dr. Sunny Andrews from USA, Cassandra, what is her last name? Cassandra Gillis from Canada, and Lorena Ragusa from USA. I think they announced her as Dominican Republic. Anyway, they didn't move them around much. Usually they move people to the middle and you go, okay, well, it's probably going to be one of these 2. Didn't see that happen this time. If I had to guess, I personally like Yarishna and Angela's physique best. I'm not that familiar with how this division is judged. It's still a kind of a new division, so I'm really not sure which way it's going to go. I'm really not. Let's move right on. The only upset that I saw so far this weekend that was totally unexpected, although Missy Truscott losing last night to Ariel. Not that Ariel didn't deserve it, but Missy's usually unstoppable at these things. But anyway, wheelchair. Wheelchair has been such an easy, I don't want to say easy, but Harold King Kong Kelly has been dominant. He has 4 Olympia titles, 5 Arnold Classic USA titles, another Arnold Classic South Africa title, I believe there have only been something like 32, something like that, wheelchair competitions. And he's won so far, all of them except for one. He's been a lock. Anytime you see his name on the list, you say, well, there's your winner, Harold Kelly. Not this time. This time someone actually pushed him and somebody beat him. That somebody was Gabriele Andriuli from Italy. So how did he beat him? Well, first of all the pictures are already up on the play-by-play thread, 2022 Arnold Classic play-by-play. That is on musculardevelopment.com. I sit in the front there and I upload pictures from the iPhone, or someone, Chris Griffin today was doing it for us, immediately to the website, so you can check all the pictures out. But Harold did not bring his A game today. He kind of phoned it in, as we say. He didn't really show up as lean. I've never seen Harold shredded. Missy structure. Oh, you guys are leaving your comments. That's fine. Harold has never been the leanest guy. He's been in good shape. I've never seen him like shredded. Today he was off even that. Not as lean. Now, I don't know why, and I'm not going to speculate because you guys, the pros get very mad when I speculate. I have no idea why he wasn't in the top condition or the condition that's been winning all these shows, but Gabriel showed up much, much leaner, and he had the size and the shape to push him and to beat him. And, Harold was very, very gracious in defeat, hugged him, congratulated him. Talk about camaraderie. These guys in the wheelchair division, you're never going to see camaraderie on that level from any other division, of course, because these guys have all been through something that it's devastating to lose. None of these guys were born without the ability to walk. These guys were all walking at one time in their lives, and most of them for a good chunk of their lives until it's usually some tragic car accident or something happened to them that caused this. And so they really support each other, encourage each other, because they're all struggling with the same issues in life. They're in a wheelchair now. Some of them were bodybuilders before. Gabriel said in his victory speech, he said he was a bodybuilder long before he had his accident, ended up in a wheelchair. He had been in 20 competitions. Harold was actually a very good natural bodybuilder. I think he was a pro natural bodybuilder before he had a car accident and lost his ability to walk. But Gabriele Andriuli, very, very well deserved. I know formerly he was coached by Dorian Yates, but no longer. I looked on his IG. If you put in his name, it'll come up. Andriuli, Andriulli. I believe he's coached by a gentleman in Italy now. So congratulations, Gabriele, for finally getting this title. It's good to see somebody else get the title and get to enjoy that status as the Arnold Classic champion. Not that Harold wasn't deserving. He's been a very deserving champion, but he sort of had a lock on this thing for a very long time. I mean, 5 years in a row he's won this. Last 4 Olympias he's won. Basically, since they started the wheelchair division at both the Arnold and the Olympia, Harold Kelly has won every time. So congratulations to Gabriele. Now, open predictions. We did some of that last night, me and Milos, but when I have Milos there, I let him do most of the talking because he's a very wise man. He's got a great eye for physiques. He has such amazing insights. Bonac. So, that's something I want to talk about. Bonac and Curry, that is the battle for tonight. Now, of course, it's a 2-day show. This is the first time the Arnold Classic has been a 2-day show. The Olympia has always been a 2-day format, but the Arnold, no. Justin is a lot better since last year Olympia. Justin was a surprise. I'll get to that. Bonac is back to pretty close to his old form. I wouldn't say he's 100% back to the Bonac that won this in, 2020? Yeah, this show 2 years ago, and he was runner-up the year before to Brandon. Those 2 years, he was deadly. I mean, he was second to Brandon at the Olympia in 2019. He's had some injuries and some issues, most of the injuries, smooth compared to Bonac. Yeah, Bonac is in better condition. Bonac has the fullness back. He had lost some of that fullness the last couple shows. Could it be the pictures are not yet uploaded, Ron? Currently on the website. The contest gallery on musculardevelopment.com should have, everything from last night should be up. I believe it's up. I haven't checked. I've been running around here at the expo and so forth, but I believe it's up. But Bonac looks good enough to possibly beat him. 2019 Arnold Bonac was great. Could have gone either way, 100%. 2019 Arnold Classic that Brandon won was neck and neck between Brandon and Bonac. Bonac is very, very good. His legs have been down. He had an injury. We talked about in the interview that we did on this channel that we put up about a week or 10 days ago. Bonac's chest is flattened a bit. Rest of the body parts look great. Yeah, I mean, Bonac is, I'd say, 90% back to his best form, which is deadly. Finals when? 7 o'clock. Brandon looked small. No, Brandon did not look small. Brandon actually came in a little bigger. Brandon was 250, which is about 4 or 5 pounds up from the Olympia. I think the exception of the wheelchair class. Everything is up. Oh, the wheelchair's not up yet. Okay. But I do have all the pictures I took on the thread. 2022 Arnold Classic. Is it impossible even the most genetically gifted men to remain natty and compete with the pros? No. Oh, they can compete. If you have awesome genetics, you can compete with the pros, but you're not beating because they're all genetic freaks. So when you have a bunch of genetic freaks and someone's on drugs and someone isn't, the drugs give them that extra edge, obviously. So no. I hate to bust anyone's bubble, but no. The surprise of the show, and it wasn't really a surprise because he's very good. He's damn good, is Justin Rodriguez. Brandon looks small compared to Justin? I wouldn't say that. I'd say Justin was in such better condition. Justin was peeled. And when you're in that kind of condition and you're full, you're not flat, it makes you look bigger. He looked big. Bonak's side chest isn't popping as it did in 20. Yeah, that's what I mean. Bonak's not 100% back to the best Bonak I've seen, but he's very close. Certainly much closer than he was at this last Olympia. At the last Olympia, I was starting to wonder, is this maybe the beginning of the end for William Bonak? Because, I believe I'm not sure how old he is. I believe he's close to 40. And, he's been doing this a long time. Brett overhyped? No. I don't think Brett was overhyped. I do think, he was up against better competition than he's ever stood next to in his life. This was a whole other level for him. He's only done one pro show as an open. He did a couple as classic physique guy. 212 guy a couple years before that. This was the first time Brett Wilkins stood next to men of this caliber. Brandon, Bonak, Kuklo, Justin. These guys are no joke. So he needs a little more time. He's young. He's getting better and better. Brett Wilkin. Don't write Brett Wilkin off because he's probably not going to. He may not be top 5. He may be. Because the way I see it right now, 3rd and 4th is a battle between Justin and Kuklo. Kuklo is a very big man in great shape. Why is age not catching up with Bonak? I mean, it will eventually. Age catches up to everyone at some point, but it takes longer for some people than does others. Look at Dexter. Dexter age really didn't catch up to him. He was close to his best. He wasn't his best toward the very end when he retired at 51, but he was still damn good. I see 3rd and 4th as a battle between Justin and Kuklo. This guy has Bonak, Justin, Brandon. Oh, you have Brandon in 3rd? No, he's not going to be 3rd. Brandon is a little bit off his best, no doubt, but you guys have to realize they do this whole confirmation round. Confirmation round counts, I think it's 50% of the score. So if he tightens up, which, historically these guys tighten up. Their coaches know what they need to do. They get them in better condition for the finals. So I think Brandon will do that, and that'll seal the deal. Bonak can surpass Curry and pull the victory. If Bonak stays the same or gets a little tighter, and if Brandon stays the same or gets a little, flatter or smooth or anything like that, it's not impossible. Bonak could win this. It could happen. Historically, in shows like this, the guy who's the favorite to win comes back. If he's a little bit off the first night, he comes back way better the second night, or at least enough to win. Like we saw Rami do that last year. Rami looked much better at the finals last year for the Olympia. So fifth place is kind of a battle between Brett Wilkin and Samson Dauda from the UK. I mean, they both look fantastic. 2 very, very different physiques. Samson, taller guy, very aesthetic, very full muscle bellies. How come bodybuilders look so different on Instagram compared to stage presence? Because Instagram is very, very controlled situation. You can stand where you want to stand in your hotel room. You control the lighting. You control how people see you. The stage, the lighting is brutal, and they see you from every angle. And don't forget, on Instagram, you're not standing next to anybody else. All these guys, every single guy in that lineup, 9 men, they all look incredible on their own. If you saw them posing in their hotel room and you didn't know who they were up against, you'd probably say, dude, you got this. You're going to win. But then you put those 9 guys up on stage together, and somebody's got to be first place, somebody's got to be last place. But man, at this level, at the Arnold Classic and especially the Olympia level, every guy up there looks phenomenal. Great job reporting. Thank you. So Trinidad/Tobago, or is it -Tobago? So Regan Grimes is probably going to be 7th place, I'm thinking, which 7th out of 9 might sound pretty bad, right? Oh my God, you placed 7th out of only 9 guys, but look who he's up against. This is the first time he has been up against this caliber. I shouldn't say that. He was in the last Olympia, but that was not the Regan that we saw. Regan now is much fuller, much rounder. Thanks for the coverage. How do you think Nick Walker would have... Oh, that's what a lot of people are saying. Nick Walker, he might win this year's Olympia. I don't know. We'll see about that. Nick Walker, would he have won this had he showed up the way he did last September? I don't know. Nick does not have a very pretty physique. Structurally, he doesn't have much of a V-taper. He's on the blockier side, but he's so huge and dense and grainy. He got into great condition. There weren't that many guys in this show that were in really great condition. Justin Rodriguez, probably the only one I would have said, you nailed it, bro. You nailed the condition. The classic guys all across the board were in fantastic condition, every single one of them. But the open guys, sometimes they go for more of a fuller look, or the coach loads them up a little bit too much, and the condition isn't quite where you'd like it to be. Pumping out the content. Thank you, guys. I thank you guys for watching, obviously, because I could make all the content in the world. If nobody watches it, where are we then? He's from Poland. What do you think about classic results? My grandfather came from Lodz, Poland. Grandmother came from Stepan, Ukraine. That's right, I said it. But you know what? I love everybody. I'm not... I have nothing against the Russian people. This is a government thing. This isn't a people thing. These are just governments. What do I think about the classic results? I had Ruffin winning. I had it exactly the way it turned out. The top 5. If you see the judging wrap up that I did with Milos yesterday, we called the top 5 exactly the way the judges placed them. So I agreed with everything. Very impressed by Ramon. He improved since the Olympia. He's going to be getting better and better. What do you think happened to Brett? Nothing happened to Brett. Brett looked great. Nick Walker was like Dory Neitz. Not pretty, but looked great. Yeah, he's a freak. He's a freak. And, he doesn't have a gut or anything. He just doesn't have, a real big natural V-taper. He's got so much muscle on his shoulders and upper back. It gives him a V-taper, but structurally, he doesn't have a natural V-taper. Like you see, these men's physique guys have the most exaggerated natural V-tapers. Clavicles out to here and hips and waist like this, which obviously helps. Is Bumstead unbeatable? No. Nobody is unbeatable. Nobody. I've seen every unbeatable guy eventually get beaten. Or if they hadn't retired, they would have gotten beaten eventually. Nick Walker could be the top 1. Oh, yeah, everyone's asking. I don't know if Nick Walker would have won this, Arnold. I don't know. Who's to say? It's just pure speculation. Judges aren't rewarding Breon anymore, regardless of what kind of shape he comes in. I said this yesterday. Breon was flat. If Breon came in looking the way he did when he won either of his Olympias, or even the year after that, the first year he took second at Bumstead, he would have had a really good chance, and he might have beaten Terrence. I like Breon a lot. I love his physique, love his personality. He's a cool guy, good for the sport. He's funny on his videos. Check out his channel, Breon Ansley. He eats a lot of pancakes. Him and his girl, they go out and find the best pancake places in LA. But I think he was flat. I don't know if he needs to move up to 212. I don't know. He held up good compared to 30 pounds of muscle. Yeah. Imagine if Nathan didn't get injured. Yeah, Nathan Dasher would have been great to have him in this lineup. Pretty much every guy that dropped out of the show, I wish they would have been there. Kim Williams, I was sitting next to him last night watching the judging, and he was full of FOMO, missing out because he's like, I would have done some damage to the show. And yeah, probably. But, shit happens. You got COVID. Recent monster leg workout from Nick Walker on YouTube. Not impressed. Do you think they hide? Yeah, Nick needs a little more legs, no doubt about it. I think Breon was overlooked. No, Breon wasn't overlooked this year. Classic is a tough division because these guys, they're always new. There's always new talent coming up in Classic, getting better and better. It's hard to stay at the top. So props to Bumstead for being able to hold the title. It's 2 years now, right? 2019, 3. He's got three titles, right? Yeah, wow. God, Bumstead, look at you. No, Breon should never move to 212. He's 42 years old. Samson got overlooked. Steve was so good yesterday. I don't think anybody got overlooked. Nobody got overlooked because there's only 9 guys. They had plenty of... If you watched the pay-per-view last night, if you watched the live stream, nobody got overlooked. There were a lot of call-outs. Head judge Steve Weinberger ran these guys through the poses over and over, had switched them up. Everybody got a good look. Simpson was not in the... He's getting better and better, and I was very impressed with him. he was never in the running to win this thing. Brandon and Bonac, Justin were just, even Kuklo. Kuklo looks really good. This is another level. That's all. It's for Bonac. You got Konak for some so can win shows like Arnold Classic in the future. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Samson is a work in progress, and he's getting better and better. I've only seen him compete once. I think it was like the Chicago Pro a couple years ago, and that Samson was not very impressive. This Samson I saw last night, I was very impressed. Very round, full muscle belly, small waist, just beautiful shape. I hate to compare him to Flex Wheeler because everyone always compares everyone to Flex Wheeler, but that type of physique, very aesthetic, very full, round muscle bellies. Yeah, Samson did look soft from behind. I think a little better condition from behind and a little better back and hamstring development, and he's going to be right there pushing for wins at shows like this. Samson is getting better. Some of these guys are capped out. Like, Bonac's not going to get any better. He's damn good. Brandon, I don't think he's going to get much better. These guys they've been doing it a very long time, and they're at a very high level. You can only improve so much. Physiques don't improve forever. Contrary to what a lot of you guys think. A lot of you guys think you can keep adding muscle until the day you die and keep improving your physique. No. At some point, you've maxed out. You're as good as you're going to get. And if you can maintain that for a while, you're doing damn good. If that's good enough to beat pretty much everybody, what's the problem? Breon is great, but he has fulfilled height of the division. I had no idea. Breon is 42. Yeah, he looks great. Even up close. And I don't think he does Botox or fillers. There's not one line on that guy's face. He looks fantastic. He could play like a 30-year-old, easy, in a movie or a TV show. The new young up-and-comer is able to get some experience competing with the big boys. The old guard is almost making way for the new. Yeah, it's funny. If you go on any website that has the results of past Arnold Classics, I go to musclememory.com. Look at the lineup from like 10 years ago, and most of those guys are retired. They're long gone. Even like 8 years ago, most of them have retired. The new guard is definitely taking its place. Nick Miller from Nick Strength and Power talked about it in a video last week. I got to give him credit because he came up with the talking point that we are seeing the new talent come up, a rise of all the new guys, and we're seeing a lot of the old guard retire or fade into the scenery now. And that's any sport, Athletes come and go. Athletes, they hit a peak, they stay there hopefully for a while, and then they go away and new talent comes up and takes their place. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of the new talent now. Was Brett hyped for the show? Yeah, Brett's very, very good. Brett's going to get better and better. I don't see this as a fail for Brett in any way at all. I think Brett's going to be very, very good. He's very good now. He just needs some time to keep improving, keep getting better. He's been putting on muscle the past couple of years at a very, very consistent, almost dramatic rate. If he does that and can keep his midsection tight, sky's the limit for him, He still needs more, a little more legs. He knows what he needs to do. He's working on it. But did I say legs? Doesn't matter. He's getting better and better, guys. That's the point. The point is Brett is a work in progress. He's improving. We haven't seen the best of him. He'll get better and better. Chad Nichols, amazing coach. Got Rami and Bonac probably top 2 Olympia this year, plus Rami now training the entire year for the yeah. Yeah, I've kind of been critical of Rami because I haven't seen much improvements in him. Much respect. The guy's a 2-time Olympia champ, and you got to respect that. He's the best in the world. I'd just like to see more detail, more muscle maturity. Certain things, I'd like to see a little more fullness in the chest, more calves. I look at all these guys, and it's just like we chase perfection with our own physiques. As a critic, you're always thinking, if he had that, he'd be perfect. Or if he had a little more or less of that, he'd be even better. Because as good as all these guys are, nobody's perfect. There's never been 100% perfect physique that you couldn't find something. Because these are all human beings. These aren't something an artist, a Marvel Comics artist comes up with. These are all real people doing the best they can. And they are all genetically gifted, but, there's no perfectly built human being. More Rami period, yeah. I agree with you, Eric. That's one thing. I wish I would see Rami do more. I know he does a lot more in the Arabic-speaking world, the Middle East and so forth. I wish he would do more social media for us. He's just not that visible. And as the ambassador for the sport, he's the representative for pro bodybuilding. He really should be out there more, that's all. He's here this weekend. He's signing autographs and stuff. I had Justin first. I wouldn't have Justin first. He's very, very good. I wouldn't have Justin ahead of Brandon and Bonac. But you know what? This is subjective. you're all entitled to your opinions. We all are. So I'm going to get going. I'm going to get back down to the expo soon. Have they seen you? Good joke, Bo. Yeah, I'm going to get down there and do some more interviews and stuff. And then we have the finals tonight at 7. I'm just young, forgive me if I covered this already. How close is it between Bonac and Brandon? Very, very. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Head over to musculardevelopment.com. We have photos in the contest gallery. Those are high-resolution images by Chris Bailey from the UK. He's awesome. All the galleries are up there now. And also on the play-by-play thread on the Noble Forum, it's called 2022 Arnold Classic Play-by-Play. I've been taking pictures up front with the iPhone, and they've been uploading them immediately. So every comparison is up there, everything. And that's instantaneous. So tonight you can see that almost instantly, really. You know, like a 1-minute delay. Versus the high-res images take a good hour or two, obviously. Those have to be sent and uploaded and all that. So please head over to musculardevelopment.com for all that stuff. Check out all the other videos we have on the channel that we've been doing these past couple days. We're working hard. We're trying our best to make you feel like you are here in Columbus, Ohio for the Arnold Classic weekend. Thanks, guys, for watching. Appreciate it so much. See you later.